too.
It's following us. This window's open. Did you open it?
You did it yesterday, I think.
Left it all night then.
I thought you did that when you did the curtains.
I thought we closed it.
Well, first of all, a greetings to those on streaming and from Gulf Harbour Radio. And we are about to start. I'm just waiting for 6:15, which is the bewitching hour for those few boats that are left. Good evening, everybody. This is Gulf Harbour Radio, ZMH 286. Patricia and David, and we have had a dry day today, which was very much appreciated by everybody. Makes us feel not so bad about the wet one that's coming tomorrow. And although I wrote down 100% cloud cover about 5 minutes ago, I see a little spot of blue, so we'll make that 98% cloud cover here.
Sound like a golfer.
Yeah, sound like a golfer. 20 degrees Celsius, 68% relative humidity, so we're still keeping decent conditions for those that are going to arrive. Only 7 knots, 7 to 10 knots from the north, so quite a pleasant day, 1007.5 on the barometer. And the email from Rubicon has just come in. They've got a lot more cloud as well. 15 to 18 knots from the southeast, so 2 to 3 meters swell, presumably from the southeast. And they are currently at 22 degrees 50 south, 17517. So it's 2250 and 17517. And they're on a course of 224 degrees true, 6.2 knots, right smack bang in the middle of the trough. So they'll have to just do their best to move south in there. So let's go on now to Rewa, Gulf Harbour. Oh, you sound half asleep there tonight, David. Go ahead, over.
Very late coffee.
Roger, Roger, go ahead, over.
Yeah, my position is 24 degrees 47 south, 17529 east. We're doing 5 knots. Wind is calm. Sea is a little confused. Our heading is 177. It is, there's a hazy cloud cover of 100%. I can't see any blue sky, and all is well on board, and we are motoring.
Roger, Roger, all copied, and although you probably can't hear my read back, the others will be interested to know that Rewa is holding position behind Zumax there. Oh, actually, I should have gone to Pico first, but never mind. 2447 south and 17529 east. Motoring at 5 knots on a course of 177. Calm, confused seas all over the show. Hazy, 100% cloud cover, and all is well on board. So let's see what David has. No point, no wind.
You won't hear me.
Well, the others will pass it on.
Yep, well, anyway, for those that can hear, the yacht is just on the edge of the fairly active trough. That trough, for those of you who, well, you don't have satellite imagery like I do, but anyway, if you did, you would see the trough running from Vanuatu, and if you go down to, say, 30 south and the date line, that would be more or less the edge of the southern edge of the trough. It's fairly wide, the cloud cover, I'd say about 5 degrees wide, so you're looking at over 300 nautical miles, so 150 on either side of the axis. So yeah, quite a bit of cloud in this, and not much wind on the other side. Once you get through it, I only see about 10-12 knots of wind out of the southeast.
Well, it's going to be a bit of a slow trip, and I bet now that I clear with Rewa and go back up to Pico, we'll hear much the same. Pico, Pico, Gulf Harbour. Pico, Pico. Andreas, are you on frequency? Nothing heard. Let's go to Zumax, Gulf Harbour Radio.
Gulf Harbour Radio, this is Zumac. Can you copy?
Good copy as usual, Anna. Go ahead. Over.
So, Zumac is at 25 degrees 05 south, 174 degrees 54 east. We are on a course of 205 at the speed of 6.5 knots with no wind. There are 2 knots from the north. So we are motoring on a sea on a very long period swell of 2.5 meters, and the sky is how do you say it? It's just very, very light clouds, whitish clouds, but the sun comes through. Over.
Okay, very good copy on you tonight. Zumax, Anna, and Paolo are at 2509 south, 17454 east, on a course of 205 true, 6.5 knots. With, I presume they are motoring. I'll put a little M there. No wind, about 2 knots from the north. A long period, 2.5 metre swell. Goodness, David, are you going to find any wind for them?
Not tomorrow.
Not tomorrow. I hope you can get used to that engine noise, Anna, because there is no wind again tomorrow. Over.
Yesterday, so at about 5 p.m. and we've been sailing till 2 p.m. this afternoon, so it was a close reach sailing, but at least it was sailing over.
Yeah, that's good that you managed to get that bit in, so you won't feel too bad about running the engine for quite some time. I'll see when David thinks you might find some wind. Hang on.
Well, it's not for a few days. There is a high pressure area, that little anticyclone that I talked about a couple of days ago is still there. It's still present, unfortunately, and it's located, by the way, if you want to look at a chart. It's about 26 south and 172, maybe 30 minutes, 172.30. That's the center of the anticyclone, and being as close to it as you are, heading to New Zealand, you're getting the anticyclonic winds, what there are of them. The isobars are very, very widely spread, so there is no pressure differential to create any real wind. So I'm looking at Monday actually, and moving you toward New Zealand, and you'll be at that point, the high is still going to be there, but you'll be on the other side of it, so the winds might wind up being north-northwest by Monday, but nothing there. When I say nothing, maybe 5 knots if you're lucky, maybe. Over.
Oh, okay, that's good to know, because we had our last trip downloaded yesterday night, and apparently it looked like there was, we could have found some northwesterly winds tomorrow afternoon, so apparently things have changed. Well, alright, we will keep going and we'll see what happens. Over. Thank you very much. Over.
Yeah, well, with a bit of luck, things could change for the better, but that's what it's looking like at the moment. So Oh well,
The
at
models are
least it's
changing every
peaceful.
day.
Yeah, David is just muttering that the models are changing every day. It's a little bit frustrating, isn't it? But anyway, not for the worse in terms of anything nasty, so just a peaceful trip down using the engine. Okay, we'll clear with Zumax and go to Laris Gulf Harbour Radio.
Gulf Harbour, this is Lara. Good evening. We're at 26 degrees 12 south, 174 degrees 56 east. We're sitting dead in the water with no wind, but ordinarily when we're not talking on the radio, we're sailing at about 5 knots on a course of 195 magnetic. Pleasant evening, sunshine, big 12, it's the same as Zumax, but we can't see things, over.
Yes, another. I saw that the wind was just, according to the model, was just
Repeat the
slightly south of, west of south, but nothing there. 26 degrees 12 south, 174 degrees 56 east. They are motoring at 5 knots on a course of 195 true, and they have the big swells, long period swells that Anna was talking about. So, yep, hang on, I'll pass the mic.
Yeah, well, you've done a good job on getting to the west because you're going to be the first to get the wind from the cyclone that's just about over New Zealand. That'll be tomorrow. I'm looking at tomorrow about lunchtime. And my guess is going to be that your winds will be roughly northwest, probably about 10 knots, maybe 10 to 12. So you are just leaving the clutches of that high that's to the north, and you are sailing right into the cyclonic winds based on the depression that is over New Zealand, will be over New Zealand. And from that point on, you should have good winds all the way into New Zealand. Over.
Thank you, David. That's very good news, and very much what we thought as well. We were hoping we might get the westerly winds a little bit earlier than lunchtime, but last time I looked, I thought they might pick up in the morning. But anyway, we'll get what we get, and thank you very much.
Well, you will.
Yes, you will get what you'll get, but certainly your prediction is a lot more cheerful than the others that are behind and not as far west as you are. Okay.
Just after midnight, I think.
Just after midnight, says David, just after midnight. So whoever's on watch then, maybe you or Nancy, but anyway, should happen. So that would be good. Okay, we'll clear with Laris and just see if we can find Pico Gulf Harbour Radio.
Good evening, this is Pico.
There you are. So that's good. Andreas, go ahead.
1 second. Pico is at 23 degrees 49 minutes south, 173 degrees 47 east. Still sailing in now light wind 6 to 8 knots on a course of 201 degrees with a speed of around 3 knots.
And those winds, the direction of them, please. True direction.
That's the true direction, yes.
So that's true direction southeast. 2349 south, 17347 east. And they're sailing, so that's great. On a course of 201 true, 3 knots. So no rooster tail behind Pico, but at least they've got a bit of wind there, 6 to 8 knots. And you would have heard David talking about the rather flat conditions for the next while. Andreas, over.
We expected the wind to die.
Which is longitude?
173. So yeah, just a minute. He's just looking at, because you're a little bit further west than the others. Stand by.
Yes, you also have done a good job on getting some westing in. A little bit more wouldn't hurt. tomorrow you're still in the clutches of the anticyclone, the little guy that's causing all this light air. And tomorrow, it's hard to say what direction the wind's going to be. I would just say light and variable, nothing really, 3-5 knots like that. I would hesitate to give a direction, but if I did, it would be probably southeast. But it could very well be northwest if you get a little bit further toward New Zealand, and the models may not be correct in positioning this little high. But you're very close now. You're very close to getting out of the clutches of the anticyclone, and another day or so and you will have the cyclonic winds and have them all the way, probably all the way into New Zealand. So they'll be northwest for the most part, and they'll be, well, not strong, but we're looking at a good 10-12 knots, maybe even more possibly. So anyway, just a little patience. Keep on going toward New Zealand, and you will find wind. Over.
Oh, that sounds better than I expected. Yeah, we able to find the wind sometimes.
Yep, well, at least the boat will be all ready for customs by the time you get here, so that's all good news. And yes, you have done some a really good job of westing. So that we'll clear with Pico, and that's it from my list here. I know we've got Icy Red, one more boat leaving tomorrow from Vanuatu. There were actually a couple of boats again left today from Fiji. It's amazing. People are leaving it very, very late. Kamara, a British boat, and Wild Thing from New Zealand. So anyway, is there anybody wanting to check in? Please call now. No, nothing heard. We'll leave you in peace. The frequency's all yours, and we will be back again tomorrow night, probably from a rather wet Gulf Harbour area, but never mind. This is both of us, Patricia and David, wishing you all a good night at sea, and those on land as well. Cheers, everybody.
Any vessel, any vessel, any vessel.